In this video, we're going to look at how do we import content from a previous or older T-Learn course. Now, by default, we automatically can back up all of our T-Learn content for instructors and staff, and we can replicate that content and place it in a new course on demand. Oftentimes, though, people will request access to that content or want to be able to manage that themselves. So today, we're going to look at how do we do that. So here is a new course that I've been given, and I've got editing turned on. There's not very much here, but I do have a couple of older courses that I want to pull content from. So we're going to look at a couple of different ways that that works. If I want to pull content from one of my older courses, the option that I'm going to be using is under this administration option. We're going to select import. Once we're on the import page, we're given a drop-down menu that lists all of the courses that are available to me to bring content from. So I'm going to choose this T-Learn Workshop option. I'm going to select to use this course. And from here I'm presented with a new page that has a lot of options. The options here aren't difficult, but there are a lot of options here, and I do want to kind of point out a few of them. The first one is an option to include different files, not only to be copied, but also to be placed on the home page as they looked on the previous course. So let's say that you had several assignments, activities, maybe even a number of resources copied over and placed on the course homepage for students to access. If you wanted to copy them as they were, you would simply leave checked or individually check those items that you wanted to bring over. If, however, you don't want to bring them over and have them placed on the front course homepage as they appeared in the old course, but merely just grab the files, you can do that here below this little line here. You have a couple of options. First, course files. Do you want to bring over just the course files? Yes. Side files. Side files are files like quiz databases and question banks. Do you use a question bank? If you do, yes. If not, no. Most of the time, you will check no for this option and the grade histories. Grade histories are user data, and when you're copying content from an older course to a new course, very rarely will anyone want to move any of the old user data, so we'll just leave this selected as no. As it stands, with none of these options checked, the only thing that I will do is simply move the files from my files folder in my old course to the files folder of my new course. This doesn't mean that students can access those files. I would still have to relink those files to the course homepage, but they would be available in my new course. If, as you remember, I wanted to actually go ahead and link them to the course homepage as well as copy the files, I can do that by just simply selecting those files below. So I'm going to go ahead and link a couple of PDF files and a web page, but also copy just all of those files over just in case I want them. Once I've made my choices, I'll select Continue. It'll say you're going to include these two options on your course homepage, and we're going to copy a total of 29 files. It's going to go through a couple of automatic processes. You just simply need to kind of sit back and let it do its thing. If you have a lot of files, this may take a moment. At the bottom, when you're finished, select Continue. It's going to continue this process as it's copying content from one course to the other. Again, this may take a few moments as it moves data. When you're finished, click Continue. On my new course, you'll notice that I now have the web page and that PDF file I selected and no other files or activities linked to the main course page. However, if I do go over to my files folder for this new course, you will see that I have all of that same content that was in my old course now copied and ready for me to link. If I want to connect to any of those files for my students, I simply select to add a resource in any of the topic blocks, link to a file or website, and then from the linking site, choose which files or web pages I want to link to. And that's it. It's not really difficult, but there are a lot of options there, and you will want to pay attention as you go through. If you mess up and bring something over, it's easy to fix. We can always just choose to delete these links or remove the files, but it does make it easier if we get it right the first time. If you have any questions or need any help, please let us know here in the CLT.